All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 215 Sports Podcast. Back at the studio for the second week in a row.
Yep.
So we're showing progress. We're showing progress.
The city and the team seem to like it when we come in
to
talk in the studio.
They do.
Because they perform better whenever we're in the studio.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Flyers. They just started a new series. We'll talk about the shitties. But first, we have to talk about the Sixers.
Because that was a hell of a series win against Boston.
Unbelievable. Coming back from 3-1 against the Celtics.
Which Philly has never come back from 3-1 before in franchise history.
This is the first time that they've won a Game 7, actually, in any team since 2011.
Yeah. And the fact that it happened up in Boston, you had those fans leaving the stadium early with like 3-4 minutes left in the game because they knew that it was over. And it was just so satisfying to hear how loud that place was when they had brought it to within 1 point, and then Joel hits the three, and the entire crowd went silent again.
Yep.
And then they never got back into it the same way.
I mean, it's insane. You never think that with the way the Sixers have played over the last few seasons that they would come in.
Especially go into Boston.
Which they have not won in Boston in years.
Right.
And they go into Boston with their best player hobbling on one leg. You know, he don't got an appendix. And they'll still go out there and give you 30 points.
And he was limping the last 2 minutes of the game,
He
He was diving for loose balls. He was putting his body on the line.
Meanwhile, Jason Tatum has a little boo-boo and he can't play.
Well, I think that was probably more of a precautionary thing from the Celtics because they didn't think they were going to lose that game.
I mean, you still don't bench Jason Tatum as a precautionary thing. It's Game 7.
Right.
I would understand if it's Game 5 and they're up 3-1.
But
it's Game 7. Like, it's all hands on deck.
I agree. I'm just saying if you look at how it worked out for Halliburton last year, playing in that game, and then he gets the injury and misses the entire season this year, and the Pacers suck.
No matter what round it is, you're still... The Celtics had championship aspirations.
Yep.
And they got bounced in the first round, and now everyone's trying to sugarcoat saying that, oh, it was a gap year. Oh, like a gap year is when the Sixers won 24 games last year. That's a gap year. No gap year wins 56 games, makes a 2 seed, and is up 3-1 on your division rival. That is not no gap year, Jaylen Brown.
Not only that, up 3-1 with 2 home games left to play.
And you lost both of them.
So Jaylen Brown has a lot to say. He wants to go on podcasts, and he wants to be like,
3 out of their 4 home games.
And really, the refs are the reason why you lost 3 out of 4 games.
He's talking about the refs
court?
And saying like, they weren't giving us the same call as the Sixers were. And then he's talking about Joel Embiid saying like, he flops too much. Can we change that rule? Like,
well, everyone in the NBA flops, including yourself, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown was probably the biggest flopper that entire series, and now he's booking this. Embiid's giving him his ticket to Cancun.
Everybody flops. It's part of the NBA.
He's butthurt.
Look at the best players in the league. They flop. LeBron flops.
LeBron has flopped.
Victor Wembanyama flops. Cat flops.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander flops.
Yeah.
Why does he shoot 45 free throws a game?
There's a reason as to why every player does it, and it's because it's beneficial to get your team to the line. So unless Jaylen Brown, you want to start not flopping and get your whole team to not flop, then I don't want to hear you complain about flopping. Like, in my eyes, anyone that complains about flopping has no right to complain about it because they all do it.
They all do, yeah.
They all do it. So, all right, you don't want it, then don't do it.
We've seen
simple enough.
Everyone on the Celtics do it.
Everyone does it.
He's just butthurt because
they lost and they shouldn't have.
Yeah. Like, maybe you should have played better. Maybe the Celtics shouldn't have shot 25% from 3.
Like,
they shot 53s and only made 13.
When the series was 3-1, I believe the odds for the Celtics to win the series were like minus 1,500. And for the Sixers to win was plus 950. And that's the reason why they're making all these excuses, because everyone knows Boston's the better team. Everyone knows Boston should have won that game, or should have won at least the series.
Should have won at least the series,
because
whether
they
it
were
took
up
them
3-1.
Whether it took them to game 5, 6, or 7, Boston
Right.
should have won the series. But that doesn't happen.
Exactly. And for them to lose to an inferior team 3 games in a row definitely is going to leave some
The
bad
Sixers
taste.
have been inconsistent every single playoffs.
Yeah.
Every single time they've been in the playoffs, it's always something that is just remarkably stupid that costs them.
Well, who knows? Maybe this is the year where that doesn't happen.
I hope so.
You know, like if this was the year of Sixers past, instead of Jason Tatum getting hurt 20 minutes or 30 minutes before tip off, it would have been Paul George getting hurt, or Tyrese Maxey would have had some sickness that he was out or something like that. You know,
one of those injuries. I mean, they've really all 5 starters played well in that game 7.
Yeah.
You have Joel Embiid, obviously that's one carrying the torch. You had Tyrese Maxey, who basically gave the Sixers the win at the end with those 2 clutch buckets. I mean, you're really getting production out of everyone on the starting 5.
I mean,
you really just need the bench to go off, because if you're not going to be able to make it past the Knicks with a terrible bench.
Well, you need Grimes to definitely give you some scoring off the bench.
Yeah, but he's the only one that can give you scoring. Who else can?
Not really. I mean,
who else is there besides Drummond for a corner 3?
I was going to say maybe Drummond for some threes, like 1 or 2, but I'm not really expecting much out of Dominic Barlow in the way of like points or anything like that.
They need people from they need Dominic Barlow, they need Justin Edwards, they need a bunch of other people to get them scoring.
And it would be nice if you could see maybe a little bit more of Edwards, just because I really like his game, and it would be nice to see him get more than 2 minutes of runtime, like what he last game.
The starters
in Boston.
the starters do play a majority of the time, but
oh yeah,
you're gonna need people on the bench to come out, hopefully give you maybe 10 to 12 points, maybe in 5 minutes, possibly.
Hopefully,
that's a hope, and then the starters rest for 5 minutes, they come back in, and then while they're up by 6 or 8 or whatever, they can just keep on adding more.
Now, the one thing that I definitely noticed is the fact that Joel Embiid played 40 minutes in that game 7.
Yeah, I think he played 40 minutes. I think Tyrese Maxey played 42.
If you're going to go deep into these playoffs, you got to think Joel's going to have a couple less minutes per game.
I mean, it just really depends
40.
on what the production's going to be from the other centers.
Yeah,
because if you're not going to be getting anything out of Bona and Drummond, if they're going to be sitting out there doing cardio with more fouls than rebounds, then Joel's going to have to play 40, 42, 43 minutes.
Well, did Bona play in any of these last 3 games? I don't think
it's mostly been Drummond who's been the backup center.
So I don't really think Bona's going to. I mean, maybe just depending upon matchup wise, but I feel like with Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks,
you're gonna have to have Embiid or either Drummond out there.
You're gonna need one of the bigger guys.
Mitchell Robinson
out there.
is a fantastic rebounder.
Yeah, and he's huge.
Yeah,
he's what? Like he's built like a freaking tank. Like the dude is strong. Like if you look at him and you just see him on the court, you're like, damn, that is a mammoth of a human being. And personally, I don't really think Bona's going to be able to hang with him down low. So I would not want to see that matchup. It's going to be
Drummond. He's been this backup center for Joel all series.
So Drummond's definitely going to have to give more than probably 8 quality minutes. Just because I don't see Joel Embiid playing 40 minutes every single night. Like that's... With his knee health and all that, it's going to be tough
I don't
for him
really
to
know
do that.
how much they're going to expect him to play.
Right. So you're definitely going to need to get some quality minutes from Andre Drummond to spell Joel throughout this series. And one of the biggest things from 2 years ago when they lost to the Knicks was the fact that when Joel Embiid was not on the court, they couldn't stop the Knicks from either getting offensive rebounds and extra possessions or just from scoring in general. And even when Joel was out there, they had a hard time corralling defensive rebounds and keeping Hart and the rest of the Knicks from getting those offensive rebounds. So if you're able to get solid play out of Drummond, and if you're going to get, Maxey hustling for rebounds like he was in Game 7, same with Edgecombe, because Maxey had 11, Edgecombe had 6. If you're able to get that type of rebounding production from your guards against a team like the Knicks, where they do have smaller guards, Jalen Brunson's not very large. He's very strong. He's very fast. It's not like he's a tall player. He's 6 foot, maybe 6'1".
Mm-hmm. He's kind of like that Tyrese Maxey. Yes.
Yeah. So if you're able to get your guards to out rebound their guards, then you're definitely going to take away a decent amount of second chance points for the Knicks. And that was really what got them over the hump against the Sixers, I feel like 2 years ago, was the fact that they had so many second chance points every single game.
That's the one thing they're going to have to limit is the second chance points.
Yeah.
And a lot of that came in the Celtics series too. I feel like they were giving up they were giving up a lot of offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
The Celtics were taking a lot of threes.
That's got to get better.
It has to, yeah. So
they got to improve on the rebounding, and especially when it comes to Hart and Robinson, where Hart is another one of those guys who's 6'9",
where he can
6'10".
get rebounds.
Plus, that dude can jump. He's got some vertical, dude, and they got a lot of guys on that team that are tough, that are going to play 37-plus minutes. You got to be able to wear them down over those 37 minutes. And hopefully towards the end of the fourth, get those offensive rebounds that you would have been missing.
At that point, they could be starting to double up on Tyrese Maxey or even Joel Embiid. That's what I'm thinking. They're most likely going to double up because I know they're going to guard them like crazy.
Mm-hmm. One thing that was really, really nice that we saw the last 3 games against the Celtics was Joel Embiid's decision-making when he did get doubled. Every single time, he was almost getting rid of the ball immediately as soon as the double came over. And they were able to really manipulate that to their advantage to get a lot of other guys some open shots. So if they're going to the Knicks are going to do the same thing where they're going to start doubling Joel, especially when he gets up past half court, kind of like what Boston was doing. Joel's going to have to make him pay. He's going to have to pass. He's going to have to find the open man.
He has teammates that are open consistently.
And from the last couple of games, that's exactly what he's done. Last game he had 1 turnover. How many times did you see him take on a double team in that game? He only turned the ball over 1 time.
Yeah, he's not shooting when he's getting, doubled up by, Brown and whoever, Kata.
6 years ago in the Raptors series, he had 8 turnovers in the first half because they kept doubling him and he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, you cannot be forcing those turnovers, especially in the first half as well.
Yeah.
And it's just going to lead to more excess points that you can't recover from.
Especially when we know how bad the Sixers have been in third quarters the entire season.
Yeah, and they've gotten blown out by the Knicks twice this year.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to...
One of the weird things about the series is that neither team won a game at home. The Knicks won both of their games down here in Philadelphia, and then Philadelphia won their 2 games up in New York in the regular season. So that's a bit flip-flopped and is a little weird.
I didn't even realize that until now because I went to the game against the Knicks and they lost by, I think...
They lost by 20-something,
No, they lost by 50.
Oh, yeah, that was that game where they got completely blown out. They got embarrassed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they won both games up in New York. New York won both games down here. So I doubt that that's going to be the way that it goes in the series, that, only the away team is going to win. But one thing that is definitely a standout from this iteration of the Sixers that they didn't have last time is VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, VJ Edgecombe and Paul George.
And even though VJ is young rookie, he played 44 minutes. He played the second most minutes on the team last game.
He's becoming he's a consistent starter. He's been a consistent starter since day one.
And I imagine that they're probably going to use VJ to guard Jalen Brunson. That would be my thinking.
Yeah, either most likely.
And then
have maybe
spell him with Paul George on him. Probably too.
George. I don't know who they're going to maybe get on Oubre. I heard they were going to put Brunson on him, and I was like, hey, no way.
They were going to put Oubre on Brunson?
Yeah. I was
I mean, Oubre has been playing some good defense over the past couple of
I
games.
don't know who's going to get Brunson, maybe
But I would rather have VJ, I feel like, covering him most of the game. Now, a couple possessions here and there, obviously, you're not going to have him cover him
McCallum
every
maybe
possession.
on Tyrese Maxey, or
But
because Embiid's got Cat.
yeah, and whenever Cat ends up leaving, it's just going to be Robinson. And
Yep, it'll be Robinson and Drummond.
And Robinson actually has given Joel some problems in the past. Not defensively, like not in the means of like stopping Joel, but keeping him out of the paint and corralling the rebounds is something that I feel like that's what Mitchell Robinson as a player is. He's like that type of specialist.
He's a rebounder. He's good defense. He's not going to give you like the offense that you need.
He might give you 6 points, but he also might get you 15 rebounds.
That's the thing. Like maybe I was thinking maybe like what if they start hacking him? Remember how they did like hack a Ben?
He's not a very good free throw shooter.
He's not.
I think his career free throw percentage is under 70%.
They could start hacking him at some point.
They could, but that's not something you're going to see up until very late in the game.
Yeah.
They're not going to start hacking him early or anything like that.
And they're not. And by the end of the game, Karl-Anthony Towns will be in anyways.
Plus, you don't really want to be wasting fouls on Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're just doing a take foul or something like that, and you're giving yourself an extra foul where you are taking away an opportunity for you to stop the clock later in the game, for Mitchell Robinson, I don't really think that's a worthy trade-off. Maybe for a guy like Jalen Brunson, you're trying to get him on the court, you're trying to get him, on his ass, basically, make him feel uncomfortable the entire game, but not with a player like Mitchell Robinson. With a player like him who's going to play 10 minutes, you don't need to be wasting
He's not gonna be playing,
fouls on him.
No time.
Yeah. So, this is the playoffs. Backups don't really play more than 10 to 15 minutes in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly why Joel is playing 40-some minutes. Like, you're not going to get the best production off the bench, but...
You'll have one main guy off the bench that'll probably play, 20 minutes.
And that's Quentin Grimes.
Yeah. And same with the Knicks. They'll probably have one guy that'll play
probably
around 20 minutes.
I'm trying to think. Besides Robinson, I'm trying to think who's on, the Knicks bench. They have Landry Shamet. They have...
It's not going to be Shamet.
No, not Shamet.
No.
But let me think. Who's coming off the bench for them? Maybe Alvarado.
Alvarado, I could see.
Maybe Jordan Clarkson.
Clarkson's had a pretty decent season.
So I'm not really sure, honestly, who they're going to be.
McBride is probably going to get some run, too.
Yeah, McBride as well.
He gave the 76ers fits 2 years ago, where he came in and I just felt like that dude was making every three that he took.
Yeah.
There were games where he had 5 threes off the bench. And if you're going to win against this team, you can't be giving up bench threes like that.
No, you can't.
So it's definitely going to be, I think, a better matchup this time around for the Sixers. But that doesn't mean it's going to be easy by any stretch.
No.
It's still going to be a very hard series.
It's still going to possibility it could go to maybe 6 or again 7 games.
Yeah, potentially.
But I mean, if the Sixers really do get past the Knicks, which is a liability because it's the second round of the playoffs.
Yep. But we all know how the Sixers fare in the second round.
I really wonder if they could actually go deep into the finals. If they were to get past the Knicks, it would either be the Cavaliers or Pistons. And I feel like they can take down the Pistons.
Now, Pistons definitely got stretched in their series.
Yeah,
so...
they got pushed to 7 games by the Magic.
And same with the Cavs. Cavs went to 7 games, too.
So those 3 series went to 7 games. The only series I think that didn't go to 7 was the Knicks and Hawks.
Yeah, because that ended Game 6, right?
Yeah.
So each team is probably going to be pretty banged up, tired, exhausted, whatever teams get through this round. Because if every team has played 7 games, essentially, and
they're only getting 1 rest day,
all of these, these 2 series are probably going to go 7 games as well. I mean, do you really see the Cavs or the Pistons taking a dominant stance in their series?
Not really after what I saw from the Pistons against the Magic.
Right. So this could be another round of the playoffs where both of these semifinals end up going to 7 games.
The Sixers went to 6 games the last time they played the Knicks 2 years ago.
And if that's the case, it's going to be a battle of attrition.
Yeah.
You know?
They're without Dante DiVincenzo. They don't have Isaiah Hartenstein.
Oh, I hate Hartenstein.
So they don't got those 2 players anymore. And they killed the Sixers that series.
Hartenstein killed them with rebounding, second chance points, and when it comes down to who is going to be guarding who and the matchups, I feel a lot better about the Sixers this time around. I feel like than I did the last time.
And they're gonna have that. They're gonna have that momentum coming from Boston.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming off that high.
They're good vibes right now, coming off beating the hated rival.
Yeah, going to another hated rival.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I do want to mention is when the series does come back here to Philadelphia, it would be nice if home games actually felt like home games.
Now that's what they did.
The 76ers being on the road like every game.
That's what Sixers fans did. So what they did was they limited the tickets to only people outside of the greater Philadelphia area.
Okay.
So Knicks fans can't go buy tickets, take the train down. You have to be...
I mean, they'll still get them.
They'll still get them,
There's still going to be people who's going to sell their tickets on the secondary market.
Yeah, the secondary markets and all that.
They're going to be able to make a shit ton of money.
During the pre-sale, whatever, I got an email from the 76ers saying, like, if you buy the address on the card you buy the tickets from, if it's not in the Philadelphia area, you're going to get canceled. They're not going to tell you. You're going to get a refund. So I was like, oh, wow, they do not want Sixers fans coming. And Joel Embiid doesn't want Sixers fans coming either. But, I mean... Oh, wait, not Sixers fans, Knicks fans.
I know what you mean.
But, I mean, these tickets are absolutely outrageous for... I mean, the cheapest ticket...
I heard it was like $300 something.
Yeah, we're talking like $300 for like
a corner seat in the second deck.
Like, come on. I mean, it's a good series, but $300?
I think on the radio when I was coming over here, they said if you want to get lower level, even if you get like last row, lower level, and like the corner, it's like $500 something bucks.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
For one freaking ticket.
For one ticket.
So I do understand all of the people that will sell their tickets to Knicks fans, most likely, in order to make extra money for themselves. But it would be nice if we could get at least a little bit more than being the like road team in your own home stadium.
Because we saw how bad it was 2 years ago. They don't want that to happen again.
The Knicks took over almost, I feel like, every
game.
Seat. Like, it was like 80% Knicks fans.
That's why they call it,
what,
MSG South?
Yeah. Joel called it MSG East.
Yeah. But maybe because it costs $600 to get into Madison Square Garden, and it costs $300 to get into Xfinity Mobile Arena. It's not any cheaper.
And you're going to have people that are going to sell regardless. So if you could just limit the amount of Knicks fans that are in here, because you can't go into this and expect to win with the Sixers being a road team in their own home stadium.
Yeah, it's like if they played at Madison Square Garden for all 7 games.
Yeah,
it's like
they're not going to be able to win a series like that.
No.
I don't think any team is going to be able to win a series like that.
Like, the Sixers cannot let that happen again.
And especially if it goes, the longer it goes, then the more expensive those tickets are going to be. You know, a Game 6 game here is going to be way more expensive than Game 3.
Game 3 or Game 4.
So people are definitely going to see opportunity to make money that way. And I'm not going to begrudge someone that needs the money. But if you are going to be buying tickets and selling them, at least try to sell them to another Philadelphia.
Sell them to a Sixers fan.
And not to a Knicks fan.
Sell them to a Sixers fan and not a Knicks fan. Or just a regular fan in general.
Like, don't put it on Game Time. Don't put it on Ticketmaster. Or don't put it on, like, TickPick or whatever.
Yeah, I just checked TickPick and there's all the $300 on there. I was like, oh my goodness.
Like, post on your Twitter. Yo, I'm not able to go to the game.
And don't think the Flyers are any cheaper.
No, because they're going to be the same amount as well.
They're crazy expensive. The only tickets that are, like, affordable right now are the Phillies.
Well, yeah,
you can get a ticket for Wednesday night's game against the Athletics for $17.
Yeah, and that it's always that way with baseball because there's so many games in a
but
season.
once the Phillies got good, I noticed that the prices were going up even during like,
yeah.
the regular season for weekdays. I was like, oh shit.
But still, it's not going to be like $100 per ticket.
When they fired Rob, that day they fired him, I looked at the ticket prices for the game against the Giants, and you could sit in home plate, like just like, you know where like the Diamond Club is, and they have that like little wall where the door is. You could sit the first row there for $30.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is amazing seats, and they're $30. Like, are the Phillies like? Do people really not want to watch the Phillies?
Well, with how bad they've been playing and with the fact that you got two other teams that are in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a factor. But, hey, they've been...
Like, would you rather sit there and spend $30 to go to the game and spend $20, $25 on parking, however much you're going to spend
it's $30
in food?
on parking.
Like, do you really want to do that, or would you rather just stay home and watch the Sixers play
game.
or watch the, watch the Flyers instead?
Yeah.
So that definitely plays into it.
I mean, hey, the Phillies have been playing some good ball recently.
They have been.
Yeah.
They've won, what, 4 out of the last 5 now?
Now they've won 5 out of their last 6.
Oh, 5 out of their last 6 under Donny Baseball.
Yeah.
And I honestly, how do you feel about Don Mattingly being the manager?
He's fine to me. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, everyone was expecting that there was going to be change and all this, and people look at the lineup card, and it's the same thing we've been seeing all season. I'm like,
there's not much he can change.
What do you want people to do? Like, do you want to bat Harper 9th?
Well, he did have that one lineup that kind of confused me a little bit, where it was, Schwarber leadoff, Harper second, and Adolis Garcia was batting third?
Turner sitting for the game because they were giving him a rest day or whatever.
And that was the one game they lost, too, right?
Yeah, they got one hit.
With that lineup.
They only got one hit that game that they lost. And the only hit came from Garrett Stubbs.
That lineup didn't work. But with one thing that I don't really like about Mattingly taking the reins is I feel like he's too lax with the bullpen and the pitching staff. And he's one of those guys that's more like, I'm going to trust the guy that I have out there instead of I'm going to go get someone from the bullpen to relieve this guy, which sometimes with certain pitchers, I guess you want to see that. But when it's Brad Keller, who can't throw a freaking strike in the 9th inning, and you're up by 4 runs, and you're like, all right, well, I don't want to get my closer up, but I also don't want to lose this game. Well, you got to do something.
Yeah.
Or like the one game where Trevor Richards threw 3 straight innings coming up from AAA. I understand it's a doubleheader the previous day, but you're telling me you don't have anyone that could come in and pitch an inning?
They had no one come in for that game.
Like, all you had was Trevor Richards. Really? Like... Well, maybe that's the case.
Maybe if they didn't release number 99, they could have gave an inning out of him. He probably would have gave up 3 home runs, but
one thing that was funny that I heard on the radio, someone called in to the radio station, and he was like, "Hey, why don't we reach out to Castellanos to see if he wants to come back now that we've got a manager that's actually played the game? Maybe he'll actually listen to something he has to say." That made me laugh because I was like, "Oh yeah, he's right, Donny Baseball."
Yeah, he's a 5-time Gold Glover.
Yeah, that is someone that would probably be able to get through to Castellanos because, as Castellanos has said, he's laced up the cleats and he's swung the stick.
They hit I think the day Rob Thomson got fired or whatever. Or it was the day the Phillies got postponed because of the rain.
Mm-hmm.
He hit a game-tying home run or whatever and did a bat flip. And I was like, dude, the pitch is right down it was an 85 mile an hour cutter, right down the plate. I'm like, what are you bat flipping about? It's your first home run all year. You're batting 150. You have an OPS of 400.
Yeah, so he's batting 164. He has 1 home run, 9 RBIs, an OPS of 494.
Oh, he'd fit right back into the lineup.
So, let's see.
You got to take a look at his defensive metrics, too. They're probably... I think he's only been playing DH. He's been limited to DH and, first base only because,
I know he definitely hasn't played a lot of games at first base, though.
You're not taking out Fernando Tatis Jr. in the outfield for Nick
You're
Castellanos.
not taking out anyone in the outfield for Nick
Yeah,
Castellanos.
he only has 61 at bats and 10 hits.
So,
He doesn't even qualify for like any percentile
or
anything
any
like that.
category or anything
Yeah,
like
he doesn't
that.
qualify.
So, fact that, I just found that to be a little funny. Like, of course, as soon as Castellanos leaves, they get the manager that would actually be able to get through to him, maybe.
He has a chase rate of 39.8%.
My
He has a strikeout rate of
goodness.
26.2.
So, yeah, probably I don't see Nick Castellanos staying in the game of baseball too much longer.
No, you'd be happy. You'd be lucky if he gets a minor league contract.
Unless he wants to go play in Korea. Or
Yeah, go play in Korea, go play in
something
Japan.
like. Can you imagine him in like another country playing baseball? I couldn't imagine what he would be like in another country. Like him drinking a Presidente
In Korea.
in the dugout in Korea
So-
with the Blue Horses or whatever their team names
When-
are out there, like the Blue Oryx. Like
Do you remember back in when COVID-19 first started, and the only league that was playing baseball was the Korean Baseball League?
Yep, I do remember that.
Because they were playing the games on ESPN.
Yeah,
Because that was the only thing
that was the only sport
that was
that
the
they
only
had.
sport that they were playing. And I'm trying to think.
It actually got a lot of people jobs over here.
It did, yeah.
By the fact
And one of the players on the Korean baseball organization was Aaron Altair. If you
that
remember Aaron Altair.
Yes,
And
I do remember
he ended up
him.
hitting 30 home runs in the Korean League. Here 275 at 31 home runs and 108 RBIs.
That's the craziest thing is that you could be like pretty bad in MLB and you could go to one of these other leagues and you might be one of the best players in that
Go
league.
to Korea and
Like,
play like a monster.
yeah,
Because it's earned people contracts.
it's like the same with like Jimmer Fredette when he went to China to play and he won like 3 consecutive MVP awards
Yeah, I'm
because he
pretty
was
sure-
averaging like 40 points a game because all he did was chuck up like 23.
I'm pretty sure, what's his face? Merrill Kelly, I think he played in Korea.
Yeah,
And then he ended up getting a contract by the Diamondbacks.
There's been a couple of guys that ended up going over to Korea because their careers over here didn't really work out, and then they've come back. I know the Mariners had one a couple years ago. Flexen, if you remember. Chris
I
Flexen.
remember Flexen.
He had a fantastic year in the COVID year in Korea, and then like his ERA was like 2.18 or something like that in Korea, and then he came over here, and he had a couple of decent seasons, but then like his ERA ballooned to like 6 something, and he got traded to another team. I don't know what happened to him after that. But
He won. Aaron Altair won All-Star Game MVP for the Independent League in 2025.
hey, the Independent League. Hey, there we go. What team or what independent league? Because there's so many.
His jersey just said East.
Oh, it just said East.
So
Wow.
I guess maybe they were playing. Like a game between divisions.
Yeah, probably like an East-West All-Star
'Cause
game.
They probably
but
don't have enough teams.
That's crazy where they don't even use the minor league uniforms for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
That's weird because they do for MLB.
Well, it was the Independent League. It's not the minor league. He's not on a
That's
team.
true. Yeah, that's true.
He's not on a contract.
But when it comes to how you see this next probably, 15 games for the Phillies? They do have pretty light
they have a
15
light
games.
schedule. I mean, you have one more game against the Marlins.
What are you really
have-
expecting from them?
I mean, you have the Athletics. I mean,
You got the Rockies.
the Rockies. I mean, you should be able to take down the Rockies. This is just a no-brainer there. The Red Sox. I mean, they haven't been playing good as well.
No.
So it's like, I mean,
And that's in Boston, if I'm remembering correctly, right?
yeah, like the Pirates, Red Sox, Rockies, and Athletics. I mean, these next 4 series should be series wins for the Phillies.
I mean, you're hoping.
You're hoping. The only team that is, I'd say, the best team out of those 4 I just mentioned right now are the Oakland Athletics, and
Yeah.
they've shown that they have their young core, and they've shown what they can do. The Rockies, no hope. The Red Sox is like 50-50 because both teams are terrible right now. Both teams fired their manager. Probably gonna have Alex Cora and Rob Thomson both at the game, just talking like, "Hey, we both got fired. How about we go watch our teams play?" Then you're gonna have the Pirates, who again have been playing, somewhat good baseball, better than they have last year. But again, it should be another series victory for the Phillies.
I mean, they lost to the Pirates already this season.
They did, yeah.
Now, I noticed this yesterday because I was looking at who they were coming up and who they were playing against. And this is unrelated to the Phillies. This is just a very weird baseball stat that I noticed yesterday. If you look at the NL Central, every team is above 500 by at least 3 games, right? Even the last place team, Pittsburgh Pirates, they're 19-16. The run differential for the NL Central makes 0 sense. So, Chicago Cubs are in first, 22-12, with a 42 run differential. Positive, obviously. That makes sense. How is it that Pittsburgh Pirates are 19-16, yet they have a plus 32 run differential?
What the hell?
How is it that Milwaukee is 18-15, and they have a plus 45 run differential?
Well, I mean, I guess they're scoring a lot of runs per game, those teams.
And then how is it that the 2 teams above them that are both 20-14,
They probably have minus run
Cincinnati
differential.
is minus 22, and then St. Louis is 0.
That is genuinely so interesting.
That's so weird. I just looked at that yesterday, and it made me scratch my head. I was like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, how is a team that's 19-16, 31 runs in the positive, and a team that is 18-15, 45 runs in the positive? Like, they've only got 3 more wins than losses, and yet teams with 6 more wins than losses are at 0 and minus 22. Makes 0 sense to me. No fucking sense.
I seriously don't know why. Because I still think... Did Philly still have worst run differential in the league?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
At minus 43. And the next closest team
Probably the Mets.
is actually the Giants at minus 34.
They haven't given up a lot of runs recently.
But still, the Phillies have the worst run differential by 11 runs. By an 11-run margin still.
Oh, my goodness.
So...
Hey, well, they're getting there. They've been 6-4 in their last 10. So
I mean, hey, that's what happens when Luzardo gives up 8 runs and Nola gives up 8 runs.
6 runs and Painter gives up 6 runs.
Yeah,
and
I mean, that's what happens.
Walker gives up 10 runs.
Yeah, but still, I just thought that was really weird stat to look at and be like, wow. Like, Phillies are 14-20 at minus 43. And yet a team that's 20-14 is at minus 22. Like, it just blows my mind.
That is so weird.
Like,
unless they're winning their games like 9-8.
Yeah, like they must be winning by like 1 run every win.
They have to.
And then every loss is like a 5-run blowout, like, or something. But I just wanted to bring that up just because
funny.
That's something that you definitely do not see.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
And that's something that I'll be keeping my eye on over the next couple of weeks to see how that like changes in that division. But just a weird type of side stat I wanted to give just to get your opinion on it, because
I feel like I've never seen that in baseball.
It's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
But anything else you got on the Phillies, or you want to move?
I mean,
the Flyers.
I guess we really don't got a lot to talk about, but I mean, besides the Braves, and they're killing it right now.
Yeah,
25-10.
They are going up against Seattle in Seattle tonight, so hopefully the Mariners are able to.
And do one more thing about the Phillies.
Go for it.
They designated for assignment Dylan Moore.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, they
about frickin' time.
Your boy.
About goddamn time. I'm so happy that we don't have a 34-year-old on this roster anymore with like a 160 batting average.
He never even got a hit. He had like 16 at-bats and 0 hits.
Yep. Probably had, what, like 10 strikeouts?
Probably.
Like, Dylan, I don't know why he was ever here in the first place.
I don't know why either. He came on as like a pinch runner for like 90% of the time.
Well, he was here just because he could play every position on the field, basically. Yeah. But that's not good enough when you literally can't hit a baseball, like, even make contact.
Yeah, that's bad.
I feel like there were plenty of at-bats where he didn't even foul anything off. Like, he's not very good.
No,
and I am happy that he is no longer here.
Now, you want to start talking about hockey?
Yeah, you want to move to the Flyers?
Yeah.
Unless you got any other Phillies points.
No, I have no other points.
So, Flyers are back on the ice tonight. And Game 2 in Carolina, right?
Yes, in Carolina after that embarrassing loss on Saturday night.
And I gotta ask, do you think the Flyers have a reasonable chance to win this series, or do you think they're just outclassed?
They're outclassed.
I kind of have the same feeling.
I mean, it's really nice that they made it to the second round, but when you look at it, it's a learning curve for them.
I mean, when you look at that Game 1 and how the Hurricanes played compared to the Flyers, it was just...
The Hurricanes are the better team. They have they are the better team, not just in the playoffs, but in the Eastern Conference for a reason.
I mean, they were faster. Yeah. They were more organized.
The Flyers just look stupid.
I mean, the Flyers looked completely unprepared.
Yeah.
Like, it was what, 2-0 after the first 3 minutes of the game?
Yeah, after 10 minutes, it was 2-0.
And, like, I think they had only shot, like, 7 or 8 shots, and 2 of them went in.
In the first period, the Hurricanes had more shots on goal when the Flyers were on the power play. And then the Flyers had shots on goal the entire period.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you how good the Hurricanes are.
Carolina's really good, but I mean...
And they've been good the past couple of seasons, so it's not anything new.
When you're looking at it, like, for the Flyers' perspective, it's like a learning curve. Like, a lot of people weren't expecting this team to be here. You know, they weren't expecting to even make it past the first round, and now they're in the second round. A lot of young guys are still adjusting to what the playoffs are actually like, and, you know, it's a learning for them. You know, when the Sixers first made the playoffs again with Embiid and Simmons and all that, you know, they got bounced by Boston, but no one was really, like, upset about it because...
No expectations.
No expectations. The Flyers had no expectations to make the postseason. It's not like the Phillies where, you know, it's like... If the Phillies crawled their way into the postseason at like 86 wins and got bounced, you know, they're protesting outside the stadium. But the Flyers have really no expectations. But
now, one thing that I find to be funny is the fact that in round 1 for the Flyers and the Sixers, everyone was saying that, the Flyers have the better chance of winning, of advancing, getting to the second round. Now that we're in the second round, it's kind of flip-flopped, where people are like, the Sixers have a better shot now to get through to the next round than the Flyers do. So
the Hurricanes have been the much better team. They have not trailed at all the postseason.
And they're much better than Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like, they're much better than Pittsburgh.
They're the best team in the Eastern Conference. They were in second place for the President's Trophy.
I was going to say, they might be potentially the best well-rounded team in the East.
Yeah.
Like, I know Tampa Bay is good, but Tampa Bay just lost yesterday.
Tampa Bay just lost.
So, there's no one else in the East, really, that I feel like is in the same class as Carolina this year. I mean, you got, Montreal, who... Montreal is in, like, the same type of tier level, I feel like, as the Flyers. You know, like, they're not like the Hurricanes.
The players on the Hurricanes are just way too good.
And... Didn't they have their top goal scorer that didn't even play in Game 1?
No, they have their top scorer, Logan Stankoven.
Oh, okay. There was someone that didn't play in Game 1 that is a starter for them. And
it was a defenseman.
Okay, I was thinking, maybe the Flyers will be able to exploit that. Nope. Not at all.
They got outclassed in so much different ways.
So, I'm not necessarily expecting this to be like a series where they win.
A competitive series?
But... It would be nice. I mean, at least you got to score some goals. At least you can't get shut out every game.
No.
And I do think that they will play better once they get back here for Game 3 and Game 4, regardless of what happens in Game 2. But if they're going to have any chance of getting past Carolina, not only do they need to be better on the power play, Vladar's got to be...
Oh, God, the power play.
Like, Vladar's got to be more focused than he came out.
0-4 on the power play.
Well, same with Carolina. They were also 0-4
Yeah,
on
but
the
they
power
actually
play.
created, like, chases.
Right, yeah.
They actually looked like a team that could
was
score.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, the Flyers didn't have a threat of scoring that entire game, I feel like, really.
The Flyers look so silly. They were playing with their tongues out on the power play.
So, this is definitely going to be a hard series for the Flyers. I am not expecting them to win this series. They are probably, a year or two ahead of schedule in the time of the rebuild as to where they thought that they would be. So that is something that is very
nice
good.
It's really nice to look for, knowing that, all right, now we can start building our roster.
Right. Now we can actually go out, get some free agent signings, and put like some investment into the actual team other than
because now
the draft capital and all that stuff.
Hockey's back in Philadelphia. People are excited.
Yeah. And that's, dude, that stadium is rocking when the Flyers play. That plus, Flyers don't have the same problem that the Sixers do.
No.
Flyers sell out.
Yeah.
Almost everyone there is in a Flyers uniform.
Yeah, they don't have
Flyers jersey.
They don't have like the away section like in football.
No, like every time I see the Flyers game, it's just everyone there is a Flyers fan.
And they travel really well too.
Yeah,
like they had a bunch of people out there in Pittsburgh.
So we're gonna need that for the Sixers too, because if y'all are gonna, it's the same stadium. Like, it's not like they're playing in two different stadiums. No. They play in the same stadium. If you're able to get 20,000 butts in a seat for the Flyers, then why can't you get 20,000 butts in the seat for the Sixers?
They're going to have Knicks fans watching the hockey games with them, sleeping overnight at the stadium.
Camping outside.
Yeah.
But I do think that they will at least win 2 games.
I'm hoping for just one. I mean, Carolina just looks way too good.
They do. They
really do. It's kind of like the Astros.
Yeah. They're just a tier above what the Flyers are right now. And there's nothing really that the Flyers can do about it.
I mean, I don't really think Flyers fans are going to be angry if they lose or get swept or whatever, but
no, Flyers fans are going to be very happy with the season that they have,
because now they know they can go in the next season and be like, all right, now we are competitive.
Well, maybe the only way where people would be like upset or anything is if they get embarrassed in this series. Like 2 more games where they don't score a goal and they lose 3 or 4-0 or something like that. Like if they lose in that type of fashion where there's like no fight in them, not that there's no fight in them, but you know what I mean, where it's like not even competitive at all. Maybe that's where you might get some people that start to get a little negative because they're like, damn, look how far away we actually are. Like, we can't even score a goal against Carolina.
I mean, I wouldn't really say that in a way.
It's Negadelphia, man. You know how people are here. And
they are always negative. But I mean, it's not like negative if they were supposed to be.
Right. It's not going to be the same level of vitriol that you would get
from the Phillies,
the Sixers fan base a couple of years ago. Right. So,
like
they're much more forgiving when it comes to the Flyers.
Yes, they are.
Especially at this point.
If they put on a Phillies offensive performance like they do in hockey, I don't think people would care as much. But if it was the Phillies, the stadium would be blown up.
Well, if the Phillies end up going on another losing streak like they did, a couple weeks ago, they could completely lose like the city in general, I feel like.
Yeah, because once the basketball and hockey's over, I mean, the only sport you have left is baseball.
Right, and then you're only going to have that for a couple of months before football picks back up.
The time the stadium's going to be the most full is the All-Star game, exhibition game. Exhibition game is going to bring in more viewers than average Phillies game, no matter how much of a winning streak they go on.
Now, that is definitely one thing that I am looking forward to, is the fact that the All-Star game will be here.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is I won't be going because the tickets are $1,000.
No, I'm not going to be going either. But it is cool that it's coming here. And
I'll go to the Futures game.
It's cool that, like, probably you're going to see Schwarber in the Home Run Derby, or Harper, or maybe both of them. potentially. Has Harper ever competed in a home run derby before?
He's won a home run derby.
With the Nationals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was years ago. So I don't know. Maybe
Washington hosted the All-Star game. So maybe Harper competes in the home run derby.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Competing for the home crowd, like
Or
him and
they
Schwarber.
could do a repeat of 2024, have Alec Boehm.
No.
I remember when he did that. I can't believe he really played in the home run derby.
And he actually made it past the first round of the
did,
home run derby, too, which I wasn't expecting. I was like, holy shit. It's like the one year they had Ichiro in the home run derby, and I was like, what the hell? Why is Ichiro in a home run derby?
He didn't slam any bats either, which is good.
Although he did try to break one over his knee.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
So bad he can't even break his own bat.
That's the best, when you see people go to break the bat over the knee and it doesn't break. And they get like even angrier at the fact it doesn't break.
Alvarez for the Mets, the catcher, tried to do that, and the broadcaster came on and said, Mets can't even do anything right.
Yeah.
They can't even break their bats properly.
Dude, I always love it when you see people and they try to break the bat over their knee and it doesn't work.
Funny.
And then they'll sit there and they'll try a couple more times. And it's like, dude, it's not going to work.
It doesn't work.
It's not going to work, dude. Like, stop trying.
It's so funny.
But back to the Flyers here. One thing that I think will help for this game, too, is I believe Owen Tippett's supposed to play.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to be out
right
again.
Right now, he is day to day with an injury.
So I would imagine he's probably going to play. Not that that's going to make a huge difference in the outcome of the series, I don't think. But they should at least look a little bit better than what they did in Game 1.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Because Tippett's got speed, he's got physicality, he's a good passer.
If you can give me one goal, that's baby steps.
Yeah. After getting shut out and outshot by, like, how many shots did they get outshot by? Like 15? 16?
Yeah.
Like, they got outshot by a decent margin.
I think they had like 9 shots going into the second intermission.
Yeah, which that's horrible. That's like Tyrese Maxey putting up 3 shots before halftime.
Yeah, like it totally happened too.
Like, I know, that's why I use that as an example. Like, that's what it's comparable to. Like, it's just unacceptable. Like, you're telling me that through 2 periods of hockey, you've only been able to get the ball on the net, the puck on the net 9 times? That's
bad.
That's less than once every 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, so one time in every player's shift, they're getting 1 shot on the net. Your whole entire
like 3
shift
or 4
on the ice, you're working for 1 shot. Like,
they couldn't even when the Hurricanes started to get going, they couldn't even clear the puck to begin with.
No.
They could clear it, but it would have to be icing.
Dude, Carolina's they're so much faster, I feel like, in the way that they skate around. I feel like they were skating circles around the Flyers players in that first game. Like, I don't know if that was just the fact that they had a week off, so they were able to rest and they were really ready for this game.
They had 6 days off.
Yeah.
The Flyers had 2.
2. So I guess that would contribute a little bit to the tired legs. But still, Carolina was like skating in circles around every player. And I just don't realistically see a way, unless there's some type of goalie injury or something like that to Carolina, where the Flyers are realistically going to have a shot to win this series.
Yeah. I don't really think they have a shot in general, but
stuff could happen always.
Yeah.
There's the potential.
Some playoffs, but
people could get hurt or stuff like that. It's not like you want to be hoping for that.
You could see a Jason Tatum type injury, but
right. So you never know.
Yeah.
And the Sixers, no one gave them any shot to get past Boston, and
look what happened.
They were down 3-1.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning 3 in a
when
row.
The Flyers become the second team to come back from down 3-1.
That would be nuts if both teams came back from 3-1 series deficits in the same playoffs. That would be crazy.
That would.
Like, I don't know if that's ever happened before.
There's no way.
There's got to be some type of stat out there to, like, show. But definitely not something that I think I've seen in my lifetime. I don't think I've ever seen 2 teams from the same city in the same playoffs come back from a 3-1 series deficit.
Yeah, I don't think
that's just too many circumstances.
It is.
Like, how many times is that even, like, aligned to happen?
In the same year. Let's see. Multiple teams have completed 3-1 comebacks in the NHL and NBA within the same year. The Golden State Warriors overcame a 3-1 deficit in... Oh, wait, that's a bullshit response. The Denver Nuggets made history by becoming the first team to overcome 3-1 deficits twice in the same postseason. It's just saying the same postseason. I don't really think that's...
I think Google's misinterpreting your question.
Yeah. That's like a ChatGPT question I'll have to ask them.
Yeah, because now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I wonder if that really has ever happened before.
You have to go on ChatGPT and ask them. They'll probably know more than you do.
Because I don't think I remember anything like that happening. I know Boston came back from 3-1, but I don't know if anyone else... Maybe were the Bruins in the playoffs that year?
I'm not going to know off the top of my head, so.
But, yeah, that would be something that would probably be at least first time in like 20-something years that would probably happen.
I don't know, but.
I feel like that's pretty safe to assume.
Hopefully the Flyers are still in by the next time we're talking, so.
I think they will. I think they'll win at least one game.
I hope so.
So, as long as they win one game, then we'll still be able to talk about that next week.
Exactly.
So hopefully, I do think that they will win at least one game.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, I think they might win 2. I really do think that they're going to get a little bit of a boost when they come back home. But I think I have a pretty confident feeling we'll still be talking about them.
All right, then. Yeah, I'm going to call it here, so.
Go for it.
Thank you, guys. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're talking about 2 playoff teams advancing soon, and we will see you guys soon.